Welcome back, students. This is Omkar sir. We are from biology lectures. This is the second lecture of reproduction in lower and higher plants. So, in this particular lecture, we would be covering two major aspects of the chapter. That is, first is the basis of sexual reproduction, the main important events, everything, the important reproductive parts of the flower, and the structure of anther. सो दो इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट ही आज हम लोग इस लेक्चर में पढ़ेंगे. सो द टू इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट्स वी वुड स्टार्ट राइट नाउ. सेक्शुअल रिप्रोडक्शन इज द ओके in which basically we have the formation of gamete, production of gamete, union of gamete, fertilization, and eventually gives rise to the formation of new life. So understand the fact that there are मेजर इवेंट्स विच अकर्स इन केस ऑफ फर्टिलाइजेशन. ओके, फर्टिलाइजेशन के मेजर इवेंट्स क्या होते हैं? फर्स्ट होता है मियोसिस एंड फ्यूजन ऑफ गैमेट्स. फर्स्ट मियोसिस होगा जिससे गैमेट्स बनेंगे. गैमेट्स बनने के बाद क्या होगा? ओके, फर्टिलाइजेशन होगा, दैट इज डिप्लॉयड ज़ाइगोट वुड बी प्रोड्यूस्ड. सेकेंड इवेंट इज द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ जेनेटिकली डिसिमिलर ऑस्प्रिंग. बिकॉज वेरिएशन आना ज़रूरी है. क्यों वेरिएशन आना ज़रूरी है? बिकॉज इट इज़ अ सेक्शुअल रिप्रोडक्शन. एंड मियोसिस में वी हैव ऑलरेडी सीन इन कि मियोसिस की वजह से वेरिएशन आते हैं एंड प्रोडक्शन ऑफ जेनेटिकली डिसिमिलर ऑफस्प्रिंग्स आर द टू मेजर इवेंट्स अकरिंग इन केस ऑफ फर्टिलाइजेशन. नाउ we'll see the events occurring in sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction में तीन मेजर इवेंट होते हैं. फर्स्ट इज प्री फर्टिलाइजेशन, जो फर्टिलाइजेशन से पहले होता है. सेकेंड इज ऑब्वियसली फर्टिलाइजेशन. एंड थर्ड इज आफ्टर फर्टिलाइजेशन, दैट इज पोस्ट फर्टिलाइजेशन. सो तीन इवेंट सेक्शुअल रिप्रोडक्शन में होते हैं. प्री फर्टिलाइजेशन, रिप्रोडक्शन से फर्टिलाइजेशन से पहले, फर्टिलाइजेशन के वक्त एंड फर्टिलाइजेशन के बाद. दैट इज प्री फर्टिलाइजेशन, फर्टिलाइजेशन एंड पोस्ट फर्टिलाइजेशन. सो दिस इज व्हाट वी आर सपोज टू स्टडी इन केस ऑफ सेक्शुअल रिप्रोडक्शन. फर्टिलाइजेशन से पहले क्या होता है, फर्टिलाइजेशन के टाइम पे क्या होता है, फर्टिलाइजेशन के बाद क्या होता है. नेक्स्ट, ओके, वी ऑल नो जब सेक्शुअल रिप्रोडक्शन आता है फ्लावरिंग प्लांट्स का, तो फ्लावर इज द मेन एस्पेक्ट. सो फ्लावर आर नथिंग बट द स्पेशलाइज्ड रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट ऑफ द प्लांट. रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट ऑफ द प्लांट्स आर नथिंग बट द फ्लावर्स. ओके, उसके बिना सेक्शुअल रिप्रोडक्शन हो नहीं सकता. फंक्शंस ऑफ फ्लावर, वी ऑल नो फ्लावर्स आर बेसिकली important for production of haploid gamete. Haploid gamete, that is male gamete and female gamete. haploid बनता है फ्लावर्स की वजह से. To ensure fertilization takes place, it attracts the pollinating agents, be it wind, water, or any other thing. But flowers are very important for ensuring the act of fertilization. Okay, so there were the two important functions of flower. Now we'll see the parts of the flower. This is again we have covered up in the 10th standard, still will revise up. Okay, sexual reproduction occurs with the help of flowers in case of flowering plant, that is in case of angiosperm. The flower has two important parts, the accessory whorls and the essential whorls. So the accessory whorls have two important parts, that is calyx and corolla. Calyx and corolla are the parts of accessory whorls. Individual member of calyx is called as sepals and individual members of corolla are called as petals. So this becomes the accessory whorls. Okay, calyx are basically the green color part of the flower, okay, which are often used as the mode of photosynthesis because of green color and protective in function. Corolla are the petals, so they are vividly colored or brightly colors, or even if they are white in color, they are attractive, okay, fragrant. Okay, so they act as a protective as well as the attractive agents. Then in case of essential whorls, we have androecium, that is male reproductive part, and gynoecium, that is female reproductive part. Individual member of androecium is called as stamen. Okay, and stamen has three important parts. We have anther, we have connective, and we have filament. So essential whorl में दो आते हैं, androecium and gynoecium. Androecium is the male reproductive part and gynoecium is the female reproductive part. Individual member of androecium is called as stamen, and stamen has three parts. Which are the three parts? Anther, connective, and filament. Okay, anther is very important because it produces microspore, that is nothing but pollen grain. with the help of a process called as microsporogenesis. Microspore का मतलब होता है pollen grain, and the process of formation of microspore in the anther is nothing but called as microsporogenesis. Okay, microsporogenesis से microspore बनता है, and microspore is nothing but the male gametophyte. So this microspore is nothing but the male gametophyte, which is nothing but the male gamete, which is nothing but the pollen grain. नाउ ये एंथर का तो काम समझ गए. कनेक्टिव का काम क्या होता है? कनेक्टिव कनेक्ट करता है किसको? एंथर को फिलामेंट से. एंड द लॉन्ग स्टॉक विच रेजेस द एंथर in the flower is nothing but the filament. So we'll see the gynoecium. Individual member of gynoecium is called as carpel or pistil. You can call it as carpel, you can call it as pistil. Okay, pistil or carpel has three important parts: stigma, style, and ovary. Stigma, style, and ovary. Stigma is the recipient that receives the pollen grain, the sticky part. Then the long filamental tube which connects stigma to the ovary is nothing but the style, and ovary is the part where it connects one or more ovule. Okay, with an ovule formation is nothing but the taking place inside the ovary, and ovule contains eggs, or we call it as megaspore, and the process of formation of megaspore in case of ovule is called as megasporogenesis, and this egg or megaspore is nothing but called as a female gametophyte. So this is the gist of the sexual reproduction, the parts of the flower. That is, flower has two important part: एक्सेसरी वर्ल्स एंड इसेंशियल वर्ल. एक्सेसरी वर्ल्स में आते हैं कैलिक्स, करोला. इसेंशियल में आते हैं एंड्रोशियम, गाइनोशियम. इंडिविजुअल मेंबर ऑफ कैलिक्स इज कॉल्ड एज सेपल्स, corolla is called as petal, androecium is called as stamen, and gynoecium is called as carpel or pistil. So we'll see the diagram and we'll fulfill the diagram. Okay, from this part we'll start with this particular part. If you want to do the exercise on your own and check it, you can just simply pause the video and continue writing, and afterwards you can resume, or else if you simply want to listen, you can continue right now. Okay, we'll start from this part. This is the stigma. Then we have next part is the style, next part is ovary, next part is ovule. Then this green color part is obviously sepals, individual members, that is we call it as, collectively call it as calyx. Then individual member is called as petals, collectively call it as corolla. Then we can see the filamental stalk, that is filament, and last but not least, that is anther. So these are the labeled parts of the flower, very important. Okay, now we'll proceed to the structure of anther. हम लोग ने फिलामेंट का फंक्शन देख लिया, कनेक्टिव का फंक्शन देख लिया. विल सी द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ एंथर. नाउ एंथर इट इज़ डाइथिकस. डाइथिकस मतलब क्या होता है? दो पार्ट्स में डिवाइड होता है. इट इज़ डिवाइडेड टू टू लोब्स, एंड कलेक्टिवली इट हैज़ हाउ मेनी स्पोरोजेनेट? टेट्रास्पोरोजेनेट. टेट्रा मतलब होता है चार. ओके, मोनोथिकस एंथर में दो ही पोलन सैक होते हैं. डाइथिकस में होते हैं चार, एंड मोनोथिकस में होते हैं दो. ओके, डाइथिकस एंथर में कितने पोलन सैक होंगे? मोनोथिकस में दो है, तो डाइथिकस में होंगे चार. सो यू फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स, यू कंटिन्यू. Okay, Dithecus anther is also known as, that's why it is also known as tetrasporogenate, because it has 4 pollen sac. Now heterogeneity मतलब क्या? Heterogeneous in the sense differences arises when hypodermal cells, a type of cell present in the anther, is transforms into archisporial cell. Archisporial in the sense a type of cell which would eventually give rise to male gametophyte. Okay, so differences in case of microspore or the pollen grain arises only when the hypodermal cells are transformed into the archisporial cell. Okay, we'll proceed to the parts of the anther. So anther has two important parts: the microsporangium, that is the pollen sac, and the anther wall. So microsporangium and anther wall are the two important parts of the anther. पहले बाहर के साइड से देखते हैं. बाहर एंथर वॉल होता है, फिर अंदर के साइड पे होता है माइक्रोस्पोरेंजियम. एंथर वॉल में 4 लेयर आते हैं. फर्स्ट होता है एपिडर्मिस, सेकंड होता है एंडोथीशियम, थर्ड होता है मिडल लेयर, एंड फोर्थ होता है टपेटम. एंड ये सबसे अंदर क्या आएगा एंथर वॉल के? माइक्रोस्पोरेंजियम. तो अंडरस्टैंड 1 2 3 4 एंड दिस बिकम्स एट द एंड बिकम्स 5. सो अगर लॉजिकली सोचा जाए तो 2 इधर दो उधर एंड बीच में ही है, इसके लिए इसका नाम मिडल लेयर आया. ऑलवेज रिमेंबर शॉर्टकट फॉर्म. टू लेयर्स ऑन द आउटसाइड, टू लेयर्स ऑन द इनसाइड एंड इन बिटवीन एक मिडल लेयर, इसीलिए मिडल लेयर बोला जाता है. तो सी व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड एज. एवरीथिंग हम लोग डिटेल में देखेंगे. फर्स्ट थिंग इज एपिडर्मिस. As we all know, epidermis is the outermost covering. So anther के बाहर का layer, you can see the outermost layer of the anther is nothing but called as epidermis. So outermost layer consists of flattened cells. You can see this is the flattened cell, and obviously protective in function because it is present outside. So this is what we have in case of epidermis. The outermost layer consists of a flattened cells and protective in function. Then we have next part, that is endothelium. So endothelium would be inner to the epidermis. So you can see just ये epidermis के below जो layer दिख रहा है, this is the endothelium internal to epidermis, and cells show fibrous thickening of callus. This is very important for the development of the anther. This callus thickening is important for maintaining the shape of the anther. They are hygroscopic in nature, so they absorb water and they increase in size, and that's why they maintain the shape of the anther. So this is what we had in case of endothelium internal to epidermis. Second layer, that is of the anther wall, cells show fibrous thickening of callus, and this callus being hygroscopic in nature, it start absorbing water and maintains the structure of the anther. Then we have third part, that is middle layer. Why it is called as middle layer? Because it is situated between two above layers and two below layers, that is between the epidermis and endothelium on the outer side, and tapetum and microsporangium on the inner side. So since it is located in the middle, it is called as the middle layer. So you can see, just below the endothelium, the layers, 1 to 3 layered cells between the endothelium and the tapetum is nothing but called as middle layer. It has 1 to 3 layers of parenchyma cells, and this cells degenerate at maturity. तो क्या होगा कि ये सारे सेल्स डीजनरेट होने के बाद ये पोलन सैक और ये पोलन सैक फ्यूज होकर सारे पोलन ग्रेन्स एक साथ मर्ज हो जाएंगे, एंड दे वुड बी रिलीज्ड when the cells degenerate at maturity. That is dehiscence, जिसको बोलते हैं opening of anther. So opening of anther is all because of degeneration of cells at maturity in the middle layer of the anther. Second and last part of the anther is the tapetum. Tapetum is, you can see the orangish part, I would say the innermost wall layer of anther, and just surrounding the microsporangium. So that means it is the innermost wall layer, provides nutrition to the sporogenous tissue, contributes to the formation of sporopollenin. It's a very important substance which is present in the outer covering of the pollen grain, जिसको हम लोग एक्साइन बोलते हैं. So sporopollenin का function क्या होता है, everything would be covered in the next lecture, where we would be understanding the structure of pollen grain. Last part is the sporogenous tissue, that is the microsporangium. We have 4 microsporangium here, 1 2 3 4. So it is the dithecous anther having tetrasporogenate. So it is inner to the tapetum. You can see the yellow part just below the orange layer. So inner to the tapetum, sporogenous tissue है, made up of very important microspore mother cells. These are microspore mother cell. In short, we call it as MIMC. MI stands for microspore and MC stands for mother cell. And they are diploid in nature, so they undergo meiosis to produce microspore. So a microspore mother cell undergoes meiosis to form microspores, and obviously meiotic products are haploid in nature and they produce microspore. Easy? Now, microspores form the tetrahedral, tetra in the sense 4, hedral in the sense the shape of the pyramid, and that's how the tetrahedral pollen grains are produced in case of microspore. This is what we had in case of the structure of anther. We'll give an overview of the entire structure of anther. You can see TS of anther shows 2 parts, microsporangium and anther wall. Anther wall has 4 layers, epidermis, endothelium, middle layer and tapetum. Microsporangium 4 लिखा है, मतलब क्या 4 होते हैं tetrasporogenate, And you can see microspore mother cell, MIMC, diploid in nature, undergoes meiosis, haploid microspore, and the microspore produced are tetrahedral. So but you understand, this is the gist of the entire structure of anther. Now we would be ending the session for this particular lecture here only. In our next lecture we would be studying the structure of pollen grain and development of male gametophyte कैसे होता है. And for now we'll be ending the session. Thank you students, and please like, subscribe and share the channel so that we can get latest updates on the new videos. Thank you.